one of the neatest moments of my life was an opportunity I had to acknowledge my mother. And you guys ever seen those Chicken Soup for the Soul books? You know, they get Chicken Soup for every soul in the world, right? They came out a few years ago with Chicken Soup for the single parent soul. Now, my mom, as I mentioned before, my folks split up. My mom raised me and my older sister the whole time. She never got remarried as a single mom. And now as a new parent, I got to tell you, I don't know how she did that. But she did, and did an incredible job. And when that book was going to come out, I heard about it, and I submitted a story about my mother called Mom Taught Me to Play Baseball, because my mom was a PE teacher, and she had actually taught me how to play baseball. And the story got accepted in the book. I was pretty excited about it, and even though I wanted to tell her, I decided I was going to wait. And I had to wait almost a year until it came out, after I found out, which was not easy to wait to tell my mom, right? But I decided I was going to wait because I had this idea that I wanted to do. The book came out right around my birthday a couple years ago, and I wrapped up the book, and we had a little birthday gathering with the family at my house, with my wife and my sister and just the family. And we were sitting down to open presents for me, and I said to my mom, Mom, before we open my presents, I want to give you a present. And she looked at me like, oh, okay. It was a little odd, but I said, here's a present for you. And she sort of put it aside. She said, I'll look at it later. I said, no, would you do me a favor, open it now? And she was like, okay, fine. And she opened it up and looked, oh, nice. They wrote a book about, okay, I'll look at it later. Let's look at your presents, right? I said, Mom, no, really, I know. Let's take a minute here. I said, look, I read the book. There's a story in there that really reminds me of you. I'd like for you to check it out. And she was like, no, Mike, come on, it's your birthday. I'll look at it later. Thank you for the gift. But, and I said, Mom, please. I said, look, there's a little card there, page 294. I had to write. And so and I said, Mom, would you do me a favor? Just open it. Would you read it to us out loud? So she opens the book, and she says, she starts to read. And it says, in 1995, I was standing on the mound at Rosenblatt Stadium in Omaha, Nebraska, about to pitch the first game of the College World Series. And she stops, and she looks up, and she goes, this guy pitched in the College World Series. Right? She's still not getting it. And then she starts to read the second line, and about halfway through, you could see her brain kind of go, And she turned the page and then saw my name at the end of it and turned back and looked up and looked down and looked around, and it was like, you could tell all this stuff was happening. And then all of a sudden, she dropped the book and she started to cry because she realized the story was about her, and it was me letting her know how much I appreciated her. And as excited as I was that the story got in the book, and I was excited about that moment of me being able to acknowledge my mother and let her know how much she meant to me and all the things she did for me was worth millions and millions of dollars to me. That's the power of appreciation. That's how we, in our lives, in our work, and in what we do, really be true champions. Thank you very much. Thank you.